WGNSradio.com means that you can listen to us anywhere. AM, FM, online. The Good Neighbor Network, FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and online at WGNSradio.com. This is the Roundtable. A look at the news, views, politics, and people that are shaping Rutherford County.
Hey, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday morning Roundtable show with Rick and Wayne. Come to you every Tuesday morning here at WGNS Studios in Murfreesboro, and we try to cover issues and things going on around the north end of county and all of Rutherford County, really. But I hope you enjoy our show every week, and I know we sure enjoy being here.
We do.
Wayne, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. Good morning. Beautiful morning. Looks like we may have some weather moving in later. Tomorrow, or is it forecast for today?
Well, we had that little thing come through this morning. Yeah. The dogs woke me up. I had to go out through a lightning storm. It seemed like they always pick the best time to want to go out outside.
I just slept right through it, so I must have been fatigued. Yeah. But
tomorrow's our bad boy.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to the future forecast with these 70-degree days and stuff, and I'm kind of dying because although I like basketball, football and baseball are more my swing, and with football over, I can't wait for the new league that combined USFL and the XL. XFL. I think they've combined. It's supposed to have a spring league, so I'm looking forward to that. So. But,
yeah, I never got into it last year. It was kind of weird. They don't let fans in, so it was all recorded, and it's kind of weird.
Well, but I enjoyed watching it anyway. So even bad football is better than no football. You know what I mean?
I do.
So you have a couple of PSAs.
Oh
don't
you? Just gonna bring up again about last week with us having Cheryl Blanchard on, the Alzheimer's of Tennessee. They got the Saturday, April the 20th. She wanted us to remind everybody, if you're at the park at Harinsdale Farm in Franklin, they're having their walk over there, and that's April the 20th. And she's really trying to get a good showing this year. Yes. And I know she does a lot here in Rutherford County, and the walk has to be in Franklin, but she'd love to see some people show up over there. And your personal favorite, I think you already got your tickets. You're headed out May 4th to the Rockin' Against Alzheimer's, the Force Tour in Hot Springs.
That was so much fun last year. Yeah. It was
he had to take
blast.
3 days off to recuperate after that party, and he did that night. So
really.
But doors open at 6 and the show starts at 7. It's about a 2 to 3 hour show. It's $25 at the door if you want to go, and you can do what Wayne did. The tickets pre-sale are $22.60. So
that is such a devastating syndrome to affect families, and this is an amazing work. So thanks for reading that, Rick. Mm-hmm. So this morning, Brother Rick, we have another amazing program, and we've had before, and I hope she'll continue to be a regular, Miss Beth Bryant, who's the full-time location leader for Isaiah 117, and we marvel at what you do, and literally, I think you're doing the Lord's work. Although they may not be orphans for long, but they are orphans at some point when DCS takes them from a home, and for you to give them a place to relax, to maybe grab a shower, eat. Maybe play games. I mean, what a blessing you and Isaiah 117 is to this community. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having us here today. Had so much fun when I came and talked with you guys last time.
Good.
So I was excited when you asked me to come back.
Well, we'll continue to have you come back, because it's like the program last week with dementia. So many people really don't understand the syndrome, and it was an information process, and so many people, I don't think hardly anyone understands what happens to the child once they leave DCS. and for you to be that buffer is amazing.
I think you're right. One of the things that I talk about when I, go to churches or to civic groups to talk about Isaiah 117 and who we are and what our mission is Removal Day. And I know personally, I didn't think about what Removal Day was. Obviously, as a former educator and as a parent, I know that DCS exists. I know that there are, unfortunately, children out there who are in homes with parents who are either neglectful or abusive, and that children have to be taken from their homes. But I didn't really ever take the time to think about that day where those children are being taken out of that home. And even though it's not a loving, safe environment, it's still the only home that they've ever known. So, you think about the trauma that they've experienced while they were in that home, and then you think about the trauma of being removed from that home. Those two things right there are just more than I can even, as a grown adult, imagine how hard that must be on a young child to experience. And so then to experience that and then be taken to an office space, which is where children were having to go before our house existed, because, it takes time. It takes phone calls. It takes paperwork. For DCS to determine where these children are going to go once they are taken from the environment that they were in. And so now that our home is there, they can come to us. The caseworker can take a breath. We can give them a cup of coffee. They can print off their paperwork. They can sit. They can make the phone calls that they need to. And our volunteers step in. Our staff steps in. And we take over for the child. We meet the child where they need to be met. If they're hungry, we fix them a snack. If they want to play a game, we pull out the board games. If they need a bath, we get out the bubbles. Whatever it is that child needs at that moment, that's where we're going to meet them.
Well, kids need a routine, and a lot of times in those unfortunate situations, there's no routine whatsoever. They're in survival mode, and for you guys to be able to slow things down for them and kind of start that beginning points of a routine is, I think, so crucial to our kids. And I just had an occasion of a friend that had some grandkids that the parents had split up, and one of the parents left out of state with the kids without the knowledge of the other parent. And it was one of those that kind of slipped through the cracks. They were out of state. The one parent couldn't get them back, couldn't get in touch with where they were. A police report was filed, but it kind of just sat there. And then I got contacted, and of course my prior law enforcement, I helped them. We figured out where they were and were able to get the kids back. But the small things that those kids wanted when they got back, they missed their shoes and they missed their clothes. Because it was unfortunately, it's a DCS thing in that state. Removed them. They were held to a certain spot to where the other parent could get out there and then bring them home. But they left with just what they had on, and that was it. And y'all take care of that. You're the in-between for that, and I just think it's amazing.
And another thing that I like to point out as well, because in that situation where you mentioned, DCS always, the first option is as another family member. Yep. They prefer to do that. Taking a child into custody is obviously not the first option, and so Child Protective Services knows that when a child is being removed from one place to another, that's our mission. And so when they have a kinship placement, when they have a situation like that, we can step in. We had a situation a couple weeks ago where there was a sibling group, and they were with their mom, and they were being removed from their mom, and the dad was getting custody. And the mom was refusing to let the dad have anything. And so he, had these children, but he couldn't even go shopping to get what they needed because he didn't have car seats to take them anywhere. Wow. And so the caseworker called us, and I got on my Walmart app, and I had car seats delivered to him. We packed bags for all three children. We got them shoes and clothes and winter coats, and we had a ball. We went over to our toy section, and we pulled all the Legos and the Hot Wheels, and books, and they were not in school. And so we got on the website and figured out what school they went to and what the school supply lists were. And we set that dad up because he wanted to step up. He wanted to do what was right. And we wanted to help him and meet him where he needed to be met, to set him up to do the best that he could for those kids. So
that is one of the most amazing stories of coming to the rescue of children that I think I've heard in a long time. So, wow, thank you. Bless you for that.
Yeah.
Bless Isaiah 117 for that.
Well, and we couldn't do it without the community. I mean, Rutherford County has embraced us so greatly, and I just, every time I walk upstairs into that giving room and look around at those tubs, I just think the community did this. We are completely community funded, and
so why don't you back up a little bit
Sure.
and explain what Isaiah 117 is? I know we've had you on before, but anybody new listening or online or anything, explain what you guys, where you came from and
Absolutely.
what your mission is.
So our mission is to reduce trauma for children who are being removed from their home by Department of Children's Services, and we do that. We do that in a loving, safe environment. We got started, actually, it seems crazy to think about now, but it was just 5 short years ago in Elizabethton, Tennessee. Our founder, Rhonda Paulson, was a foster parent at the time that was looking into adopting the child that she was fostering, and she went into the DCS office there in Elizabethton for a meeting, and she noticed that there were some sleeping bags on the floor in the DCS office, and so she asked the caseworker, why are there sleeping bags on the floor? And the caseworker said, well, that's because kids spent the night, on the floor here last night because there are just not enough foster homes, to go around for all the kids in custody. And she said it just like a fire just lit in her that, it was like, okay, this is not okay. This is not right. And she just knew in that moment that God wanted her to do something to change that. So that's where our first house began. There, she started selling T-shirts out of the back of her car. They raised $75,000 selling T-shirts and posting on social media, and purchased the very first house there in Elizabethton, and that was 5 years ago. And right now we have 24 open houses. 16 of those are here in Tennessee. We have 3 more in Tennessee that'll be open by the late spring. Davidson County is really getting close. We have 2 in Shelby County that are coming, I would say, probably in the next few months. Robertson County, we cut the ribbon on Robertson County a few months ago, and they are serving children here in the Mid-Cumberland region as well. 11 states either have homes or have expansion teams or are searching for property to purchase to start building Isaiah 117 houses. So it's amazing to think that all this started 5 years ago.
When Rick and I visited your facility, I guess a month ago or so, Rick, I was in awe of how nice. I mean, I expected nice, but I think it was way past what I was expecting, and I would think a child, even though they're traumatized, but to come into that facility and have the opportunity to eat, to clean up, to play, and to relax, just has to take that child's breath away.
It's pretty amazing because, and I know you say facility, and I totally understand why, but it is a house. I mean, it is a home. It is a beautiful white brick house with black shutters and a red door and a driveway and a backyard with a swing set and a screened-in porch that you can sit on, in the evenings and hear the frogs out back. I mean, it's a home, and it is amazing to see when the kids walk in, their reaction. And we get all sorts of like, whose house is this? And who lives here? And why is this house here? And it's great to say, this house is here for you.
Right.
This house is here for kids like you. And we do get some, can I stay here forever? Kind of things. But then when we explain, this house is here for kids, so that they have a place to stay while they're waiting to see where they're going to go next, and they get it. I mean, even the little ones, they get it, and they know what it's like to have that, to feel the way that they felt, wow. We had, a couple weeks ago, we had some sisters that were staying with us, and they had their removal day was pretty traumatic, and they were really upset, and they had been with us for a few days. They had gone to school, and while they were gone, we had some younger children that had come in, pretty little. And so the sisters came home from school to a house full of wild toddlers, and it was so amazing. Within 45 minutes, they were getting snacks for the little ones, playing Legos with them, pulling books off the bookshelves and reading books to them. And, not, the connections that our volunteers are making with these kids, but seeing the connections that they make with each other and the bonds that they make with each other is also just amazing to witness.
That is amazing. So I know you said you were a previous educator earlier in the show, but how did you get involved in it? Or is it just a God moment that it found you, or did you find them?
Probably a little bit of both, I would say. So, I taught in the Rutherford County school system for 7 years, but I always knew, probably since I was little, that I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Mm-hmm. And so the year that my son Ben was born, I decided to stay at home and raise my children. And so I stayed home for 16 years and focused everything I had on them, poured everything into them and their activities.
You're soccer mom, right?
Soccer mom, baseball mom. I was a swim mom for a lot of years, and PTO president for more years than I can count. But about 3 years ago, it kind of got to the point, I think my oldest was he had started high school at Stewart's Creek, and my youngest was at Central Magnet Middle, and I just found myself with some time on my hands, and I didn't feel like God wanted me to go back to the classroom. I didn't feel like that was what I wanted to do or where he wanted me to be. But I knew I needed to do something a little more purposeful. I feel like I've always had a servant's heart. And so we went to church on a Sunday, and turned out the Sunday before, we weren't there. We were at probably a soccer tournament or a baseball tournament. Rhonda Paulson, our founder, had actually spoken at our church, and we missed it. We were out of town, and our entire congregation was just fired up about this mission. At the time, the house was being built. And so she came to talk to our church about getting involved. And I mean, everyone could not stop talking about it. People were buying license plates. The ladies were organizing tables for the luncheon and the dinner. And it's called the Spots. They're the St. Patrick's Old Timers. And so it's the older community at our church. They had decided they were going to sponsor a room in the house. And everybody was just so excited. And I was like, well, maybe this is something that I could do. And so at the time, we just had kind of like a group me, which is like a group text type thing. We were serving kids in the DCS office because the house wasn't built. And so I was like, I can do that. I can be like a runner, or, because I had all this time during the day while my kids were at school. So if there's a child in the office that needs something, like I can take care of that. Mm-hmm. And so I jumped on there, and, the first text I think that I could help out with, there was a boy at the office that needed lunch, and he wanted a pepperoni pizza and a Sprite. So I jumped in my car, ran and got the pizza, dropped it off at the office, and I felt like I'd made a difference. There was somebody there. He was hungry. I got him what he wanted. I did another run or two. I think a week later, there was a 15-year-old boy that had been on the run and had come into custody, and he didn't have anything but the clothes on his back. At the time, I had a 15-year-old boy, so I went to Dick's and I picked out all the things I thought a 15-year-old boy would want, and I dropped those off at the office. But it really didn't quite resonate with me at the time, like what it was we were actually doing. The following week, there was a call. And if I need to pause, you guys just let me know.
We're good.
When I get on a roll, I just keep going.
No, we're enjoying this.
The following week, I got a call, or there was a text that 2 boys had come into custody that night, and they were going to have to sleep at the office. And they had suitcases full of clothes that really needed to be washed and brought back early the next morning so they had clean clothes to wear to school. Well, as a stay-at-home mom, I'm like, I'm a professional laundress. I've got this. So I, hop in my car. I get to the DCS office. I bring these, suitcases home, and I'm in my laundry room, and I'm opening them up, and I start pulling out these clothes to wash. And, I'm pulling out little Spider-Man pajamas and Ninja Turtle underwear and little size 5 jeans, size 3 like Paw Patrol t-shirts, a couple of little blankets and teddy bears. And it hit me. I was like, these are 2 little boys, probably like 5 and 3 brothers, like removed from their home. And even though it probably wasn't a great environment, it was still their home. Mm-hmm. And they are currently in a cubicle in the DCS office, probably scared, sad, lonely. And I have all of their belongings. Anything that can tie them to their life, their family, their home, like I have them, because there was nowhere for those things to be, and I just started crying. So I'm in the laundry room. I'm doing laundry. My husband comes in. He's like, "Why are you crying?" So I'm telling him. He starts crying. So, in that moment, I just knew we had to get this house built. And I knew that God wanted me to be a part of it. So from there, I got more involved as a volunteer. I headed up the golf tournament that year. I joined the advisory team that we had at the time. And not long before the house opened in April, the program coordinators at the time, Allie and Jess, asked me to apply for the assistant position. And so I prayed about it and decided, to apply. Took that job. And then we've had quite a few staffing changes since then. And so I've been full-time since September. And I just, God just keeps leading me, and I just keep following. So it's been an amazing journey. It's crazy to think that a year ago today I was a stay-at-home mom, and now I'm running a local nonprofit full-time.
I don't know. I would think it'd be difficult not to get attached pretty quick to these children that need so much, that long to be loved and I guess cuddled, if you will. They just want to feel safe.
They definitely take over a part of your heart for sure. Yeah.
Yep.
No doubt. You listen to Beth Bryant. She's the location leader for the local Isaiah 117 house, and it's a halfway house basically between DCS and law enforcement that you're able to keep foster kids somewhere safe and give them a good meal and a place to stay for a short time while they're being placed in state custody. But we're going to take our first break, and we'll be right back with you in just a minute.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Rayburn Insurance in Smyrna.
Come see me, Rick Hall, at Rayburn Insurance in downtown Smyrna today.
Online at rayburn.net.
Hey everyone, it's Taylor with Bell Jewelers. Fun fact, it's leap year. Ladies, did you know that this year is the year that you can ask the man to marry you? That's right, you pop the question. Come to Bell Jewelers, pick out the engagement ring of your dreams, and go ahead and get down on one knee because it's your time to shine. February 29th only. Hey everyone, it's Taylor with Bell Jewelers, 821 Northwest Broad Street, across from Toots.
The role of property assessor is an important one. Virgil Gammon stands ready to take over the reins of property assessor of Rutherford County. By electing Virgil Gammon, a U.S. Army veteran, voters can trust that their interests will be safeguarded, ensuring a fair and just system of property assessment.
Hi, I'm Virgil Gammon. I'd appreciate your vote.
Virgil Gammon is a former county commissioner and a longtime citizen of Rutherford County.
Paid for by Gammon for property assessor. Al Miller, treasurer.
Virgil Gammon for property assessor of Rutherford County.
This message for all the men out there. Ladies, cover your ears. If you've been feeling tired and grumpy and have noticed a lack of motivation and drive, have weight gain and loss of muscle mass, these could all be signs of low testosterone levels. And at Low T Center, they make it quick and easy to get your levels checked. It's as simple as a blood test with their on-site lab, and they'll get your results back in about 25 minutes. What I love about Low T Center is geared towards us, men. They know we don't like to wait around. They know we're impatient, and they know that we like things simple. For me, at times, that means making things a little more simple to understand, too, because we're guys, and we're more focused on heading home to start working on that project car in the garage. Who knows what you're thinking? We're guys, there's no telling. But let me recommend Low T Center. Most health insurance is accepted for treatment there, and they have the affordable and convenient treatment options that include physician-monitored, self-inject, at-home treatment for their established patients, shipping treatments directly to you. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment online. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
This is Good Neighbor Events with Bart Walker. Brought to you by AmeriCare Pest Control and the law offices of John Day.
This is a paid legal ad.
Hi, this is John Day of the law offices of John Day. I've lived and worked as a lawyer in Middle Tennessee for over 30 years, and to me, every single day has been an honor. That's why our firm is so involved with community programs like bicycle helmet giveaways and our Safe Ride Home program. At the law offices of John Day, we're not just looking to make donations. We want to make a difference in the community we hold so dear. And if you're ever injured, know that we are here for you too.
WGNS encourages you to shop local. Let's patronize those local family businesses. There are 2 free grief support groups here in the community. One meets every Wednesday morning at 10 at the St. Clair Street Senior Center. That's Wednesday mornings at 10. The other is a walking grief support group, and they meet the next morning, Thursdays at 9:30 at the Pavilion right there at Oaklands Park. Thursday mornings at 9:30. And again, they're both free. Would you like to pass the test and get your FCC Technician Class Ham Radio license? Well, the Stones River Amateur Radio Club is offering free classes Saturdays in March. That starts this weekend. Classes are from 9 until noon, and they're free. They'll be at the Rutherford County Emergency Operations Center at 1220 West College Street. That's the old National Guard building. 9 until noon this Saturday throughout March, and that's free. For more Good Neighbor events, check our website, WGNSradio.com.
Good neighbor weather.
A wind advisory will go into effect here this afternoon. We'll see cloudy skies here this afternoon, a high in the mid-70s. For tonight, a slight chance for some rain, cloudy, a low near 46. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki on News Radio WGNS. Currently, it's 62.
Broadcasting from the Middle Tennessee Electric Studios. Take control of your account management and energy consumption with the MyMTE app. Download from the App Store and manage your account, improve your energy habits, and more. MTE, serving to make life better since 1936.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
And good morning and welcome back to the second segment of Tuesdays with Rick and Wayne. And this morning, our special guest is Beth Bryant, who's the full-time location leader for one of our favorite nonprofits. Yeah. Senior moment. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
He bails me out for Isaiah 117. And we're always fascinated to hear you talk about the experiences of these children that have been taken away from maybe a horrible situation, but it's still home. And for you to care and provide and comfort them is just an amazing work. And we're so grateful for that.
Before we get into what you asked me to talk about, I would love to share a story with you, if
Please.
that's okay. We had a young lady with us last week, and I'm just going to call her Casey. We're going to call her Casey. And Casey, unfortunately, has most of her life been bounced around from family member to family member in all sorts of states, because honestly, none of them really wanted her. And she felt that pretty much her whole life, just always felt very unwanted. And I think if you feel unwanted for long enough, you put on a persona of, well, I don't need anybody. And so she really had developed this kind of tough girl exterior, this hard, tough girl exterior of, I don't need anybody. And unfortunately, before she was taken into custody, she started running around with a crowd of kids who were not making good choices. And the relative that she was staying with here in Rutherford County was just like, that's it, I've had enough. Like, I'm done with you. So when she came to us with that hard girl, tough exterior. And we see that a lot. You know, they walk in either angry and, I don't need you, or it's broken and, shut off. But like a lot of cases, we see that change as they've been with us for some time. And so, I spent a lot of time with Casey. I was on call that week that she was with us, and we spent a lot of time on our back porch just talking about the things that she'd experienced and the things that she had been through. And I saw that hard exterior melt away, and we got to the heart of who she was and what she wanted out of life. And as the days went on, she started to realize that she deserved to be loved, and she deserved a future, and she deserved to have dreams and goals. And we talked about the fact that she really wanted to go to cosmetology school, and she wanted to finish high school. And she noticed that I have all these bracelets that I wear every day, and I had a red one, and red was her favorite color. And so I took it off and I put it on her arm, and I said, okay, anytime that you're starting to doubt yourself and you feel like you're going to put that hard girl Casey exterior back on, if I don't need anybody, I want you to look at your bracelet, and I want you to remember Miss Beth believes in me. So the next day, I was at the office working, and I was working on a speech. I was speaking at a church that Sunday, and I was feeling a little nervous about it. I've spoken in public lots of times, but it was my first time to be like up on the pulpit in front of like the entire congregation. And she knew I was feeling a little nervous about it. And she came into the office, and she gave me this red bracelet. And she said, Miss Beth, I made this for you, and I want you to wear it. And before you go into that church to speak, I want you to look at it. And I want you to remember that Casey believes in you, and you can get up there and you can tell that church about how much Isaiah 117 is doing for the kids. So
where did she go? Was it to a family, or was it to foster care?
So she is currently still waiting for placement.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, but things are looking brighter for her.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I pray. Go ahead, Rick.
Well, I just think this is why, I mean, it's so meaningful to Wayne and I. I mean, I did 25 years in police work and 18 as a detective, and people don't understand the gap that we've got with our child abuse and child placement and things. I said it before, is, communities were led around the church. So when you had community meetings or did anything, where did you go? You went to the center of town where the church was, and that's where everybody met. And when family needed something or anything, it took the volunteers in the town and the church that helped them. And somewhere along that way, we separated the two, and we rely so much on local cities and states to provide and do our needs, and they're not the ones providing the needs. It's programs just like what you're in that are really going to take care, and they're the ones going to change the world. And we want this place to be a better place, and this is a grassroots. In 5 years, look at what you guys been able to do, and where you're going to be 5 years from now.
I will say, the last few weeks, I am very hopeful of some of the changes that the state is making. We were very lucky to have a meeting with some ladies from Governor Lee's faith-based initiatives office. They came down and spoke with us, and they are so motivated to really go around and talk to these different faith-based groups and really find out what it is that they are trying to do for the community and the child welfare system, and really kind of connect everyone. And I'm really hopeful that that's going to make a difference.
Well, I think local faith-based efforts or solutions are the best solutions.
Absolutely.
And I know that, our Rotary Club and so many of the congregations throughout the county provide backpacks of food to go home with economically disadvantaged children. And, the more congregations that we can get involved in an effort like yours, the better off the children are going to be.
And I think also, if we all focus on our mission, like as a community, I definitely think we can start seeing changes. You've got organizations like the Family Center that are working through their programs to stop generational trauma. You've got houses like ours who are, there to lavishly love on these children, to take stress off of the caseworker, to support foster families in the very beginning stages. Then you have organizations like Bridge Family Ministry who then step in to continue that support for foster families, so that they feel like they have the support that they need to continue to carry on in that foster care program. It takes all of us working together. I agree with you.
So if someone's listening to our program right now, and they say they live in another county, or they have still ties to another county that does not have an Isaiah 117 home, how does that process work?
So if you go to the Isaiah117house.com website, across the top there's a menu, and over on the far right hand side there's an option that says Contact Us. And I believe one of the options mentions something about wanting to start a home, and there's a form there that you can fill out, and that goes directly to our resource center and our executive board in Elizabethton, and someone from our executive board will then reach out to you. And basically the way that works is, and the way it started here in Rutherford County is, Allie Dowenhauer and Jessica Long, who were our original program coordinators, I think Allie just kind of stood up in church one day and was like, "This is not okay. Who's with me?" And Jessica said, "I am."
Wow.
And they reached out and they applied. And I think the way it starts is you do 6 months of spreading awareness throughout the community, and then you start your fundraising process. You have to raise $75,000 before you can start the building process. But the way that the way that Isaiah 117 has everything set up, they've done it the right way, because every house that they have open right now is successful. It's sustained. You know, the community has continued to support the homes. They have figured out the way to do it successfully and to keep these houses running, to keep the support coming, to keep the community involved. You know, I've heard of similar homes that have similar missions, but maybe want to hurry up and get open, or hurry up and, you know, start serving. But it's really a process, and it's a process for a reason, so that it can be successful.
So you have an executive board in Elizabethton.
That's right.
So is there a local board over, do you have a local group as far as over the Rutherford County home?
So I guess that would be me.
Okay. Okay.
You could consider me the local, the location leader here in Rutherford County. That would be me. And then I have 2 part-time staff members as well. Lindsay Broich is my support coordinator, and she kind of oversees all things that kind of relate to the house. My role as the location leader is basically the face of the house, and then also to spread awareness throughout the community, to focus on fundraising. And then Arlene Spence is my care coordinator. She's also part-time, and her focus is our volunteers, recruiting new volunteers, keeping our volunteers engaged, making connections with them. And both of these ladies, they're doing an amazing job. I feel very blessed. Our team is we've been working together since November, towards the end of November, and it's just been amazing. We do also have a local advisory team, and so those are members of the community who they're all also certified volunteers, so they also volunteer in our home. But these are community members who have been involved. A lot of them have been involved since before the house was open with fundraising. But one of those is our treasurer. We have another that helps us with we have one that focuses on the golf tournament. We have one that focuses on our lemonade challenge. So they are members of the community that kind of guide us and help us make decisions. We meet once a month and discuss, things that we might need help with. But we do have, we have a large staff in Elizabethton that are always there to support us.
Right.
Gotcha. Listen to Beth Bryant. She's the location leader for the Rutherford County chapter of the Isaiah 117. And I guess we're going to take our second break. When we come back, you got some fundraisers come up and we're going to talk about excuse me, a car show and a golf tournament and things like that. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back with you in just a minute.
This is Stan Vaught. I'm a lot like you, a husband, father, farmer, auctioneer, and community supporter. I'm now a candidate for school board. In the last cases, Walter Hill, Milton, Leanna, Oakland, and Siegel communities. I believe in community schools, vocational education, and getting education back to the basics. I'd appreciate your support for school board.
Early voting going on now. Election day is March 5th. Paid for by Stan Vaught for school board. Stan Vaught, treasurer.
Hi, this is Chip Walters with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates. You might know me as the voice of the Blue Raiders, but I want to be your trusted advisor in real estate. Whether you're buying or selling, it's time to choose Chip. Do you have a growing family and need to upsize? Are you an empty nester now and need to downsize? Are you thinking of selling your current home but just worried you can't find something else? Well, it's time to choose Chip. I'm looking to be your trusted advisor in real estate. I'm Chip Walters with Exit Realty Bob Lamb & Associates.
Here at Bud's Tire, we make buying Michelin tires simpler. I'm Allison Mitchell with Bud's Tire Pros. We offer a straightforward approach to service, including nationwide warranties with every purchase. Stop in today to see our full lineup of Michelin and BF Goodrich tires. For whatever you drive, Michelin and BF Goodrich have a tire to fit any need. Bud's Tire Pros, hassle-free, guaranteed. We're located on East Main Street, exactly 3 miles from the town square, 1 mile past Rutherford Boulevard. Visit us online at budstirepros.tn.com.
In a world where some saw only an open field, Middle Point Landfill saw an opportunity for dreams to flourish. You see, in 2019, Middle Point made a $125,000 investment into the Oakland High School football field, which was an investment into tomorrow's leadership. The turf that Middle Point helped to lay at Oakland helped pave the way for some students to become standout players at schools like UT and MTSU, and one became a coach at LSU just last year. We're Middle Point Landfill, and we're proud to support the dreams of our youth.
Learn to make money 5 ways with rental real estate. Double your money with apartments, and get your map to financial freedom. And that map starts with a free workshop. Sign up now at lifestylesunlimited.com. Click on the Join Free Workshop tab and attend online or in person. That's lifestylesunlimited.com. Lifestylesunlimited.com. Again, that's lifestylesunlimited.com. Limited seating, unlimited potential.
This is the Roundtable from News Radio WGNS on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and worldwide at WGNSradio.com.
And good morning and welcome back to the third and final segment of Tuesdays with Rick and Wayne. And this morning our special guest is Beth Bryant, the location leader for our local Isaiah 117 home. I won't call it a facility anymore. It is a home. And I think we were going to go right into some fundraising opportunities that's coming our way, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, I do want to say that if you are planning to run in this special kids race that's coming up March 9th, we're going to have a table set up over in the family area. So come by and say hi to us there. We're going to have some Isaiah House temporary tattoo logos. If you're interested in that.
Yeah, temporary.
Yeah, very temporary. Yeah, so we'll be there for that. And then also our big event that we're super excited about is going to be on Saturday, April the 13th. And we're very thankful to Northside Church for allowing us to use their space, and we're hosting our first ever car show. So it's going to be from 9 a.m. to noon, and we're still accepting corporate sponsorships. We are accepting vehicle registration. We are doing, I believe, classic cars and trucks and sports cars, and recently we had someone ask us to add a motorcycle division, so we're taking motorcycles.
Wow.
So there will be all sorts of trophies and awards. We have a DJ who will be there, doing all sorts of door prizes and playing music. We've got, I believe, 6 food trucks that will be there that day. We're going to have some family activities as well. So if you don't have a car to enter into the car show, please come by and check the cars out and then bring your kids and just enjoy the fun day.
Would you like to talk about some of your partners that have helped along the way?
So currently, Randy Freeman, he works for the McGuire Group, and he's been helping us. To be honest, this will be my very first car show. I don't know a whole lot about cars, but Randy does, and so he's been helping us a whole lot with that. We're still working on getting some sponsors. Full Force Diesel here in town, it has come on as one of our corporate sponsors, so we're very thankful for them. But again, we'd love to still have some sponsors. We've got lots of different levels, so depending on how involved you want to get and what kind of coverage you want, and I can email you guys the flyer. You've got the flyer.
I'll give out some of it because usually we'll get some sponsors who may want to call in, but it looks like for as little as $150 you can be a silver sponsor, which will include you in the car show program as well as business logo and event logo on the banner. Next up would be the gold. It's $500, and they got $1,000 and $2,000 but you'll have frequent DJ recognition of you being a sponsor of the event, as well as your logo and yard sign the entrance of the event. So you've got several levels here. It looks like somebody wants to get involved. And phone number for that, if you're interested, it looks like Lindsay's phone number is 518-3760. That's 423-518-3760, extension 638, and you'll be able to talk to Lindsay and she can get you more information. And it's only $25. Like you said, it's at North Side Baptist Church at 655 North Thompson Lane here in Murfreesboro. And that's April the 13th.
Yeah.
So do you have corporate sponsorships or congregational sponsorships of different activities inside the home here? I know you have some tubs that different businesses or individual sponsors. Are there larger opportunities as far as sponsoring a room or something along that line at the home?
So that was more. That was more during the construction phase.
Right.
We had some different churches, some businesses that stepped in and sponsored a room to design the room, to furnish the rooms. As far as current opportunities for sponsorship, I would say that I would encourage people to go on and become a monthly donor. That is one option that you could do. And obviously you could make a one-time donation at any time. We do have a monthly donor program, and for $25 a month, you can become a sock buddy. And we say
cute.
that because you'll get some really cool Isaiah House socks in the mail, but $25 a month. So basically, we figured that for every child that walks through our red doors, we spend about $300 on the child. So that's
Wow.
kind of an average for us, because
Sure.
pretty much every child that walks through our door, not every child, but most of the children walk through with just the clothes that they have on their back. So if you think $25 a month, that's one child, you're sponsoring one child a year. Obviously there are other options as well. But so that is definitely an option. And you guys saw our giving room. We have individuals that will sponsor a tub. Sometimes it's a church small group, or a family. And so the way that works is, so say the tub is, girls 3T pajamas. So when we are upstairs packing a bag for the children that are in need at our house at the moment, if the tub that you sponsor is running low on items, someone from our giving room team will reach out to you and let you know that your tub is running low, and then you go and purchase the things that are needed for your tub to fill it back up again. So that's another option as well. To be honest with you, one of our current needs, and if any of our listeners are out there, one of the things that I've been praying about, our giving room is getting a little tight. Our tubs are full of clothing, and right now we're at the point where we need to transition winter clothing over to spring clothing, and all of those clothes need a place to go, and we need to be able to keep things running smoothly, because it is kind of a process to get up there, and you want to get things packed quickly so that you can get the children the things that they need. Shoes, for example, currently we have them all in a tub, and so when you're up there and you're digging through the tubs trying to find the size you need, in a perfect world, we'd love to have shoes that we could display on a shelf, but in order to do that, we've got to create space.
Sure.
Right? And so currently what we're hoping to find is some more storage outside of the house where we can store off-season clothing, where we can store things that maybe we don't need on a daily basis. Some of the signs that we use for the golf tournament, or things that we use once a year for events that are currently taking up space that we could use to help us better organize the donations, the things that we do need on a daily basis. So if there's a listener out there that maybe has a connection with a storage company, or someone that would like to possibly help us, with a storage facility, that would be amazing. That's been something that's been on my heart that I've been really praying about. So
You need it fairly close to the home, though, I suspect. too.
That would be nice. Something that would be easy to access. Yes.
And they're all out 231, so the other side of I-24, Riverdale, that area.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody out that way might know a contact. That would be great. Good deal. I want to bring up the car show because you got me thinking about this now. So it sounds like y'all bringing out anything, and they've gotten so big. I look at Cars and Coffee, and they're getting over 3,000 cars out there now on the weekend, which that's been going on for a long time, so it's built it up. But I think our local car shows now have gotten pretty good at the representation and the people coming out there, so it's going to be exciting.
Rick will probably start a horse or rodeo show too.
Easy.
That sounds fun. I love rodeos.
Rodeo this weekend. We'll be there Friday and Saturday night.
Yeah, that's Rick's happy place.
Yeah. Things I've learned is, as you know, you've had some medical issues lately. Is we're brittle in our older age, and the rubber bones I used to have are gone. So I used to think of the walls and things I would fall over doing stupid stuff now, and 5 feet on a horse, and I can be out for a week. So.
Now you just sit back and watch.
I do. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you got to take advantage of youth while it's still there.
I own
because
it.
it is fleeting.
Yeah,
I can tell you.
We took I guess note this weekend of everybody was standing there how many surgery everybody had, and a lady just had a knee replacement that was in our group, and guy just had 2 new shoulders, and I'm like, I'm not really that old, am I? But I really am. So yeah, I get
just gotta say how impressed Rick and I are with your efforts and the mission of Isaiah 117 to take care of our children, here in Rutherford County. I think right now you stretched into other counties because they do not have a home, but like you said, Davidson County is about to have one. Will they wind up with 2, hopefully, like Shelby County? I'm
not real sure. To be honest with you, I just found this out recently. So, if you imagine the Mid-Cumberland region, Davidson County actually has a separate, and you may know this already, Rick, Department of Children's Services. They're kind of their own thing. So if you take away Davidson County and you think about the Mid-Cumberland region, there are over 900 children in custody. Over 350 of those are in Rutherford County.
Wow.
So that's a third of all of those counties come from Rutherford. Davidson, I believe, is a little over 500, so we're really not that far behind them.
Sure.
I will say Sumner County has an expansion team, and so they've got a couple of different properties that they're looking at, and they've got some churches that are praying about possibly gifting some land for a house to be built there. So we were on a regional meeting yesterday over Teams, and so I got to meet the lady there, Amber, that's part of the expansion team, and so they're super excited about getting a house there in Sumner County. It's definitely needed. Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Well, God bless
Keep
you
up the
for
good
this
fight.
effort. Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But everybody remember April 13th, they'll have the car show coming up. It's $25 for a car. And what's entry? Free? Just to show up?
Yeah, just come on and join us.
Eat good food. Yeah. But everybody, I know we're short on time, but I hope y'all enjoyed our show today, and we'll be back with you again next week as always. Have a great week.